Welcome to today's lecture on conditional formatting. Before we start with that, let's talk about ways to freeze a row. So you see what happens is if I go down, all of a sudden I can't see the top row. So one way I can do is I can pull down here. So if I grab this, now when I go up, I don't lose my headers. And I don't want to lose my headers. Okay, so Control Z, Command Z back, Control Z back. Another way to do that is I'll say view freeze, and I'll freeze one row, and that has the same effect. And similarly, when I go over here, I don't want to lose this, so I can format, I can insert, let's see, view freeze, and I can freeze one column. And so now I've frozen that column. I could also have pulled out from here. Okay? So we want to freeze top row and column of this spreadsheet. Next, we want to work on conditional formatting. And one interesting thing, if we go to column B, so we click on the B, and we'll say Format, and we go down to Conditional Formatting, right there. So third from the bottom, Conditional Formatting. And here's an interesting one to pick out. So you see how it says single color, and we're going to pick out a color scale this time. And so we'll say, we go for green for the minimum value, and then we'll say red for the maximum value. We'll do that on calories, and you see then the Angus bacon and cheese, the double quarter pounder with cheese are on the end with lots of calories. The ranch snack wrap is down at the low end in the green. Other values are in the middle. So give that a try. Next, let's suppose that you were getting ready for a weightlifting competition. So you only wanted to eat things at McDonald's that gave you more than 20 grams of protein. So if we highlight, so I clicked on the F, so that now we've got this column highlighted. I go back to Format, and I go down to Conditional Formatting again. But this time, I go to Format Cells If. So cell is not empty. I'm not going to pick that one. I'm going to pick greater than. So you see this one down here, greater than. So in the protein row, I'm going to say greater than. I'm going to say, and then with value here, so in here I'm going to put in a 20. So the value is greater than 20. Now I go down to fill color, and I'm going to click green. So I'm going to say, I'm going to put green on an entry if it's more than 20. So I click done, take a look, and you can see that now we have a whole bunch of the items that have more than 20 grams of protein. So I say, oh, okay, well, that's good. Now let's say that, however, the sugar police came and they said it has to be under 10 grams of sugar. So we'll go here and we'll put in another conditional formatting, and we'll say if it's over, let's say if it's under 10 grams, that we'll like it. So we insert, nope, it's format. So you go to Format, Conditional Formatting, and we'll say condition is less than, and so let's say if it's less than 10, we'll give it a green. Okay, so we add that in. So now we've got our second rule there. And we see that there's still quite a few that have that. All right. But let's say that someone comes to you and says, well, yes, but you also need your fiber. Okay. And so we'll say, well, fiber is greater than 2. So we go to the dietary fiber, and well, let's just put in red if the fiber is less. Well, actually, none of these are very good in that. All right. So maybe someone here from the fat police would come and say, well, you shouldn't get more than 300 calories from fat. So we'll put red flag something with that. So go to Format again, Conditional Formatting. And we say, if it's greater than or equal to 300 calories from fat, we're going to mark that in red. And we'll say we're done now. And so you look now at your thing and say, well, what has 2 greens and doesn't have a red? And maybe you say those are the ones that are okay for you. Although you might go down and say, well, I want something that's also in the green here, for not too many calories from fat, not too much sugar. Okay? So give this a try, And on level 2, I'll give you the full data set, and you can do your own lesson about it.